What's good, guys? And welcome to another episode of Mini Football Logic. It's Zeno here, and in today's episode, we're going to go through the Carabao Cup semi-finals. First off, let's talk about the first one, Chelsea Middlesbrough. Now, of course, we all witnessed in the first leg an absolute Chelsea disaster class, with Cole Palmer pissing a whole bunch of chances, and Chelsea doing what they've been doing in terms of underwhelming possession, having the ball, passing them around, not doing anything threatening at all, and succumbing to a team defending in a low block. They lost 1-0. But, Hayden Hackney scored and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it just didn't look right for them. But the reality is they had the advantage of it being a two-legged contest. Usually when there are two-legged ties, the more superior team always comes through. So now Middlesbrough had to prove that it was a superior team at Stamford Bridge, or Chelsea was going to put the balance right. And boy, did they put the balance right in style. 6-1 winners, 6-2 win in aggregate. It's as simple as that, isn't it? And an absolute crazy performance. One that maybe wasn't expected, but recently Pochettino's men have turned it around at home after being so terrible. Recently, they're on a decent run where they've just been winning a lot of games at home again, and suddenly Stamford Bridge is starting to look like a fortress again. But I'm sure no one saw this because, as we know, Chelsea have had their struggles this season scoring goals. So to win by this sort of margin, for it to be 4-0 at half time, the game was already done by then. Carrick's men completely fell apart, lots of errors, and Chelsea just put the pressure on and they pounced. It's a shame because Middlesbrough started the game so promisingly as well, putting on a really decent amount of pressure on Chelsea and were creating some half chances, but yeah, they ended up scoring when it was already 6-0. Morgan Rogers with a really tidy finish on the edge of the area, but by then the damage was already done. Johnny Howson scored an own goal after he tried to stop Breuer from scoring. Then Fernandes scored. Then even the Sarsi scored, collected the ball on just after the halfway line, then carrying on his run. And then getting the ball back, and he finished really smartly. Obviously, the celebration was a bit crazy, but this was a man that was just really happy with his, performance with his goal there, because I know there's some Chelsea fans that were not happy by his conclusion at right back, but looks like he might have proved them wrong. Might give them something to think about. And obviously Cole Palmer added 2 goals. That's 11 for him for the season. Of course, 5 of them are penalties, but let's not go there. He's having a sensational breakthrough season. And moving to Chelsea turned out to be the really, really smart move. Obviously, the first leg, he should have had another 2. Should have ended the tie with 4 goals, but hey, it is what it is. It doesn't matter now, does it? And obviously, Madueke made it safe at the end before Rodgers' consolation. So, Chelsea are through to the final. We're going to see who they face. And obviously, there's going to be a future version of myself that's going to tell you that Chelsea are going to be playing against either Fulham or Liverpool in the final. Take it away, future Zeno. Alright, thank you, past Zeno. Now, I can confirm that Chelsea will be facing Liverpool in the final of the Carabao Cup after drawing the second leg with Fulham and winning 3-2 in aggregate. Now, maybe this wasn't as comfortable as many people thought that it would be. Now, we all knew that the Middlesbrough-Chelsea tie was always going to be a one-sided tie, and so it proved, especially in the second leg after the first leg shoved up a shock. But Fulham are going to genuinely look back on this, and they're going to think, what if? What if they could overread scores to chance in the first leg? What if they're able to hold control in that first leg? Of course, it's one of the most difficult places to hold control against. Going to Anfield and trying to control a game is almost impossible. And obviously Liverpool always find a way, especially this season under Klopp. They've just been finding a way to win games. It's been almost metronomic. They've quietly, built up a gap at the top of the Premier League. They've continued to progress in Europe, of course, because they're in this competition where they don't even belong in, let's be honest. And now, they've made progress in the FA Cup, beating Arsenal when Arsenal should have won. And now they're in the final of the Carabao Cup. I'm telling you, it's metronomic. Soon they're going to start talking about them potentially winning the quadruple. But because of how they've gone about the business this season, no one's talking about that. Anyways, back to the tie itself. In the second game, obviously we all knew that Fulham were going to be chasing the game. And Liverpool could, they made a couple of changes, made the team slightly weaker. They were able to relax a little bit. And then they were even able to relax even more once Diaz put them ahead. You know, it was double deflection off the defender, then off the keeper, then off the posts. Lots of deflections. Quite unfortunate. Leonard should have done a bit better, though. You know, he should have done a bit better. But that's just how it is. What can you do? And Fulham continued to chase and chase, but Liverpool held them off, and then Diop scored a really nice improvised finish off his thigh, and then Fulham chased harder, and they pushed for a winning goal, or a goal that would, you know, at least get it to 3-3, and potentially extra time, because I believe there's no away goals in Carabao Cup. I apologise if I'm wrong. But they weren't able to get it, and Liverpool were able to hold on. It was pretty straightforward at the end. After it looked extremely rocky in the first leg, Fulham put out a very strong performance in the first leg, but failure to capitalise on their chances made them pay the price. And now they're going to be wondering what if. It's as simple as that. What can you do? But I think overall they should be proud of their run. You know, I think they should be proud of the run. I was going to say even though it doesn't end in a trophy, but you know how them ones work there, innit? You know, oh, we went far in the tournament, we should be happy. Of course, you want to end up going ahead and winning it, but the performances that they put in against Liverpool in both legs, they should be happy with. Of course, in the second leg, they could have given a bit more, a bit quickly, a bit earlier, but you know how it is with football sometimes. Sometimes you just want to stay in the game because Liverpool scored that goal and it could have went downhill from there like it did for Middlesbrough in the other semi-final. But yeah, so it's done. So Liverpool are in the final. They'll face Chelsea. Well, we all know that Liverpool are probably going to be favourites, but it's a one-off game. Don't rule out Chelsea. It's as simple as that. So I'm just going to leave it here. Thank you all for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Mini Football Logic.
Mini Logic.